In today's episode, we're going to talk about how to dress for an interview, but specifically, you're going to discover the secret to creating maximum credibility. Let's talk about it. Welcome to another episode of Career Strategies. My name is Rodney Hughes, Mr. 100%. Today's episode is being brought to you by The Ugly Truth About Getting Hired, how to land the job of your dreams regardless of the competition. Do you need help preparing for an interview? In this book, I'm going to teach you how to ace your upcoming interview by avoiding the big mistakes that cause most candidates to fail miserably during a telephone, video, or face-to-face interview. The information in this book is going to help you position yourself to get a top dollar job offer with ease. If that sounds like something you're interested in learning more about, head on over to my website and pick up a copy today. You can go to www.theuglytruthbook.com. That's www.theuglytruthbook.com. Once again, www.theuglytruthbook.com. Okay, so again, we're going to talk about how to dress for an interview. Okay, and I'm going to share with you the secret to creating maximum credibility. See, the secret to creating maximum credibility, in my opinion, when it comes to your dress attire, when it comes to you dressing for an interview, is you want to dress like a public official. You want to dress like a government official. So I want you to think about various government officials that you've seen. Maybe you've looked at Fox or CNN, or maybe you've watched C-SPAN and you've seen either a senator or someone who's in the House of Representatives or even the president, right? I want you to think about the way that those government officials were dressed. And one thing you'll realize is that they all dress very similar. All right. They all wear conservative colors, right? Which is dark colors, right? With a white shirt, typically, or a blue shirt, and a conservative tie. Oftentimes you'll see them with red or maybe a blue or a yellow, right? But they all dress the exact same way. They dress in a conservative manner. And why do they do this? I assure you that it's not by chance that they dress that way. They dress that way because they understand that by dressing that way, they get a certain level of credibility. So as a candidate, it is your responsibility to stack the odds in your favor. Nobody's going to do it for you. Okay. And the way that you dress going into an interview situation is vitally important. Okay. So I'm going to share with you 5 reasons why I think you should dress like a government official. And by the way, this is not my way of saying, hey, taking some type of political stance. Like, I could care less whether you love senators, hate senators. It doesn't matter. Okay. The point that I'm trying to make here is I want you to dress like a government official because I think that will improve your odds of making a favorable impact in an interview situation. All right. So again, what I'm going to share with you are the 5 reasons why I think it would behoove you to dress like a government official. Here we go. Reason number 1. This is a game of perception. OK, and it's actually very scientific. OK, they say, have you ever heard that the speed of light is faster than the speed of sound? OK, well, that applies in the interview process, too. Right. See, before you say a single word out of your mouth, OK, whether you're doing a video interview or whether you're in a face-to-face interview situation, before you even open your mouth, there are going to be decisions made about you based on what they see. Right. The speed of light. OK, is faster than the speed of sound. OK, and so the way that you are dressed is going to either help you or harm you right out of the gate, before you even say a single word. It's either going to help you. You're either going to create a great perception or a negative perception about yourself before you even open your mouth. Reason number 2, the acceleration of momentum. Okay, here's what you got to understand about this, right? when a hiring decision maker decides to either do a video interview with you or a face-to-face interview with you, that typically means that either they looked at your resume and saw enough of what they needed to see to want to talk to you, or they did a telephone interview with you and that went well enough for them to want to escalate to the next stage of interviews, which is typically either a video nowadays or face-to-face. Okay. But regardless of what the dynamic is, okay, they have a picture in their mind that they're operating with about you as a candidate. All right. And it's based on how you're dressed. Okay. And so, it's based on what they saw either in your, not on how you're dressed. It's based on either on what they saw either on your resume or on the telephone interview or both. Okay. So they're operating with this picture in their mind of who you are as a candidate. And obviously they think highly about you, or else they would not have engaged with you to go to the next phase of an interview, which is either going to be the video or the face-to-face interview. So when they lay their eyes on you, okay, you got to understand that the way that you're dressed is either going to reinforce with them that you are a top tier candidate as they envision, or they're going to be like, ugh, and they're going to be let down. Okay. Listen, I've had a leader at an organization that I was working with, that I was recruiting for. I had a leader once tell me that a candidate that I had represented came to their interview, and this candidate did not listen to me when I tried to help him understand, like, you might want to dress like a government official. He was like, yeah, okay, whatever. And I could tell that he just kind of shrugged it off. Well, he showed up to the interview, and after the interview, I remember that director reached out to me and was like, Rodney, man, the guy's a rock star from a technical perspective, but this is a high visibility role. There's no way that I could hire this guy the way that he's dressed to represent us in this capacity. When this guy showed up, he looked like he worked at, he looked like he worked at one of our manufacturing sites. Okay. And this was the feedback that was shared with me. Okay. But it was never shared with the candidate, and I would never share it with the candidate, and the company would never share it with the candidate because they don't want to get sued. Okay. So what you got to understand is that even though this candidate in that situation, even though the candidate was a rock star from a skill perspective, guess what? Because of the nature of the role that candidate applied for, that candidate missed out on a phenomenal opportunity because of his dress. Huh? He lost all momentum the moment that hiring decision maker saw him. Reason number 3, self-confidence. Okay. As a candidate, when you put a suit on, okay, I haven't met someone who didn't feel like they had at least a little bit more confidence when they put a suit on. Okay. So now I'm not saying that it's impossible for somebody to not have confidence, right? Okay. But what I am saying is that in most instances, it seems as if people feel more confident about themselves when they put a suit on, and that's going to serve you well as you're going through the job interview process. Reason number 4. Okay. I've never seen someone get penalized for wearing a suit or dressing like a government official, but I have seen someone get penalized for not doing so. Okay. There have been plenty of times that I've seen people come in and they're just dressed any old kind of way. Like I've just seen it all. Like something. Let me be honest with you here. Right. So, or not honest. I'm always honest with you. Let me just share this with you. Right. So as an executive recruiter, a lot of times I feel goofy asking people what they're planning on wearing to an asking them what they plan to wear to an upcoming interview, because a lot of times, especially the people that I'm dealing with, are people that are seasoned veterans. Okay, absolutely seasoned veterans, and it never ceases to amaze me because I feel like when I ask the question that it's almost insulting to a degree. Okay, I'm not trying to insult them, but I know what the truth is. And then every time I start feeling like it's not worth asking this. It's just goofy, right? Every time I start to think that, it never ceases to amaze me that someone who on the surface seems very intelligent, okay, says something really goofy to this question. What are you planning on wearing to an upcoming interview? I've heard some of the weirdest things. I've actually heard someone tell me that they plan on wearing some shoes, like tennis shoes. Really? To an interview? So again, okay, I gotta tell you, man, like, you don't want to be losing out on job opportunities because of how you're dressed. Okay. And then here's the fifth reason that I think it would behoove you to dress like a government official. So here's the thing. Always keep this in mind, whether this is your interest or not. Okay. I'm talking about on behalf of a lot of the hiring decision makers that I've dealt with. A lot of times they are looking at you past the role that you're applying for. Okay. So what do I mean when I say that? So, let's say that you're applying for a manager role today. Okay. This is the job you're applying for. A lot of times what I've noticed that hiring decision makers do is they're looking at a candidate, not just for, can this candidate perform in the job that we have a need for today, but does this person have the potential to grow in our organization in the future, right? And whether you're interested in upward mobility or not, okay, you need to understand that there are a lot of decision makers that are looking at candidates from that perspective, right? And so when you walk through the door, if you don't have some type of an executive presence, it works against you in that scenario, right? But if you walk through the door and you have an executive presence, whether you're interested in upward mobility or not, you're giving again, this is a game of perception. So you're giving off the perception like, wow, this person's sharp. Okay. And again, this is something that in most instances, this is a thought process. When you come in with an executive presence, a lot of times this is a thought process that hiring decision makers will have subconsciously. It's not even like something they're consciously thinking about. You understand? But at the end of the day, I believe that if you dress like a government official, okay, it will improve your odds of having success in most instances. Now, I'm not saying that if you dress well or if you dress this way that you can go in there and not be a great communicator or not answer questions well. That's not what I'm saying. But if you're going to go into an interview, the name of the game in the job interview process, there are no guarantees. Okay. There are no anybody that look you in your face and say that there are guarantees is lying to you. Okay. There are way too many factors at play that ultimately lead to a candidate being successful in this process or being unsuccessful in this process. But your goal as a candidate should be to stack the odds in your favor as much as you possibly can. Okay. And it starts, and one of the ways that it starts is how you're dressed. That's something you can control. Okay. And again, I just believe that if you dress like a government official, you are stacking the odds of credibility in your favor. Hopefully you got great value from today's episode. I have a very special gift that I want to give to you absolutely free. I recently created a virtual course called Perfect Resume Blueprint. In this course, you will discover how to write a highly optimized resume that will help you quickly land job interviews that lead to top dollar job offers. This course is a $247 value, and for a limited time only, I'm giving it to you absolutely free. All you have to do is head over to my website, which is www.theuglytruthbook.com/free course, and you'll get instant access. Again, that is www.theuglytruthbook.com/free course. One more time, www.theuglytruthbook.com/free course, or you can click the link in the description area. Thanks for checking out today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And always remember, the only things that pay in life are the things you get done. And that's based on a true story.